Alright, something else I'm going to do here. I've done some splitting of some of this maple, and we've showed the saw on the Swiss Army knife, cutting stuff up and that sort of thing. Now let's just say we need to do a few fine shavings. Now this ground I'm sitting on is a little bit damp, and so it's not really ideal. I'm sitting on a few leaves here, but they're a little thin right now. But you don't really want to scrape off some fine shavings and stuff and let them lay on the damp or wet ground, because the idea is we've split out some of this piece of wood like this and getting to the inside where the wood's dry, and this maple's a pretty dense hard wood, so you know the outside might get a little wet, but the inside's still dry. So we're shaving off these fine shavings to use for some tinder and stuff for starting our fire. So we don't want to shave off this dry shavings and let them lay in the wet ground. So survival kit, and so now I'm just going to take and just do some shavings here, and hopefully some of this stuff will stay in here. And I know some people are going to be saying, hey, you're cutting towards yourself there. I'm not using really any pressure, very little. And all I'm trying to do is just shave some edges here. Alright, what I wanted to show here is for making little shavings, the easiest thing to do is to be taken where there's square corners. It's easy to shave little fine piece off of there. And I'd kind of rounded up what was here before, so I split this off, and I've got some fresh sharp edges. And so you can see, you just come down here just with some very, I'm not even, you don't have to use any pressure really. And you just come like this, and we're just making some fine little curly shavings here. And what you do is, as you're going and you get kind of a squared off edge, just rotate it a little bit, and then you have another little place where you can get some more material. So by doing that, see how fine some of this stuff is. Some of this stuff is really fine. Now that stuff right there, some of this stuff here is almost as I don't know if you can even see it, almost as fine as hairs. Now you don't think if you strike that off with a little bit of flame or even a hot spark, that won't just burst into flames. So that's what we do right there, just some little shavings. A lot of times preparation is what it takes, especially when things get wet and that sort of thing. It pays to spend a little time doing this and get plenty of what you need, so when you strike off your fire it goes, and then once you got us fire, then you just want to maintain it. So the hardest thing is, let's get your first fire going and you're good to go. So, but anyway, just another little deal with using the Swiss Army knife that comes in the kit. So if you've got this kit with you, you've got the stuff you need. You can make do to survive, and that's what's important. I'm going to take this, I'm going to get a little fire going and get me some, I think I'm going to cook me a little bit of soup or something here. And I'm going to work on this debris hut a little more, add more to it. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I've got this little piece of bark and these wood shavings, these fine wood shavings, and I've scraped just a little bit of some magnesium right down in there, and I'm just gonna strike that off, and I think that'll be enough to get this stuff going, and we'll shove that under all these little maple that we've split off here. And I'm just gonna scrape a couple more little strokes into here. I need to use this thing up. I've had this fire starter since I don't know, mid 80s or so. I need to use it up. Anyway, now we'll just strike off into here and see. I'm going to pull some material over top here, and let's just see what happens. There we go. Okay, there we go. A little slower start. I should have had a little more material in here probably. Would have been a better guarantee of this thing taking right off, but as you can see, I mean, it's going to go just fine. And because I've split off all this wood into the core here, it's a lot drier than the outside. We've had a couple snow flurries up in here, and we've had some rainy weather and stuff, and so a lot of this wood's a little damp. So, but anyway, there's a quick little fire. Everything done with the Swiss Army knife, sawing, using our saw blade, and using our longer blade here to do some actual bayoneting and everything, to split off some of this maple and some oak. So, you know, it's a good little tool. So I hope you enjoy this little video, and look forward to doing some more. I'm going to get some soup going here and work on my debris hut a little more, get ready for winter. So this is Perry Peacock with Wilderness Innovation.